Hey guys, it's Alyssa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another small business vlog. For those that are maybe new here or haven't seen me before, my name's Alyssa and I have a small online jewelry boutique called Coastal Boutique. I actually hand make 18 karat gold filled beaded jewelry. Here are some examples of what the products look like. And a lot of what I put on my channel is small business related content of how I started my brand and am continuing to build it and hopefully see some growth in 2026. It's exciting because we are finally entering market season again for the new year. The last market I did was in December, so it's been about 3.5 months since I did my last market. In that time, I did do a spring launch. It honestly kind of flopped, I'm not even gonna lie. I had the vision of doing a spring break collection since obviously my brand is coastal themed, so I decided to do a whole brand collection about travel and just the bright colors, just kind of like a spring break aesthetic. I got a light box, I upped how my marketing looks. I think my website looks a little bit more professional now. I even went on a trip with my mom to Florida to get content for this launch, and 2 people placed an order. Yeah, I know my products are good and I have quality materials that I'm using. It's ethical. I don't know why it flopped, but it just kind of did. So with that being said, I know market season is definitely a great way to just, you know, batch and get money when you're in person selling at events and craft shows. So I figured that would be kind of what I'm gonna look forward to this year. However, another thing on my vision board is also a goal of doing 2 stores to wholesale my jewelry in. So with that being said, a few months ago I was like, you know what kind of market should I invest my energy into? Because honestly the last 2 that I did during holiday season flopped as well. At one market, after all of my costs and fees for the day and everything that I had to bring, food, I made $80, and then the one before that I think I made maybe like $150. So since the most recent art fairs that I went to completely flopped, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put myself out there and you never know until you try. So I applied to both of the most prestigious art shows in all of Minnesota, and it was kind of a long shot, but I was like, I don't know, I mean, if I get in, like, that's a great motivator for me to really ramp up my brand, elevate the way that my brand is displayed, and just kind of put a little bit more focus into what I'm doing. So I just decided the first art fair I would apply to is the Edina Art Fair, and it was a $50 application fee for that one. And then the second art fair that I decided to apply to was the Wayzata Art Fair, which is right on the Minnetonka kind of strip by Cove. If you're from Minnesota, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that one did cost $45 to apply to. But those, I'd say, are the most prestigious art fairs in all of Minnesota. And a few days ago, while I was getting ready for work in the morning, I got an email saying I was not invited to go to the Edina Art Fair. So, you know, swing and a miss. It kind of sucked a little bit because I had been picturing what my booth would look like, what I need to prepare for the market. It was going to be a 3-day market, so that would have been the longest time period that I've done before. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get in, but hence the point that it's a prestigious market to get into. They're a little bit more picky. And again, I've only been doing art fairs for 1 year so far, so I don't know. I'm not trying to take it personally. I'm just like, ugh, that's gonna really suck if I don't get into the Wayzata one as well. Plus, my brand is coastal themed, and that's like the most coastal place in Minnesota. Just saying, you should probably put me in. With that being said, we're still waiting to hear back on the Wayzata fair, but I did just go ahead and apply for a 1-day market, and that is this place called like Sociable Cider Society or something. I don't know, I've actually never been there, but I'm in this little like vendor hub of events that happen in Minneapolis. Saw that one, didn't have anything going on that weekend, so just decided I might as well try. And that one did end up being $75, but I'm like for sure in. So that's where we're at with markets, but it was just ironic because the same day that I found out I got declined for the Edina Art Fair, literally within like 2 hours, I had one of my friends that has a bakery reach out saying like, hey girl, like I need some bracelets for my shop. So life has a plan for you, and whether it's doing markets or not, this is my very first wholesale order. So I'm very excited to pack that up with you guys. If you're wondering like how that conversation even went, I actually sent her a catalog of my bracelets that I'm able to offer for wholesale. I sent her what the estimated retail price is that she can sell them for, what my wholesaling cost would be to do that, what my order minimums are, and I really just made like the most high quality flyer that I could. Going off of that, a lot of people want that information from me. Not to be that person, but I am trying to build my brand and I don't want it to be easily replicated. So it is proprietary of, you know, what beads I'm using, what that looks like on my flyer, what my cost system is. So as much as I, you know, want to share with you guys as well, like I'm not going to put every single thing that I do out there because I don't want my business to get replicated. But anyways, after going back and forth, after a few months, she finally decided like, hey, you know what, I need some more bracelets in my store, and we picked out which ones I'm gonna make for her. And so now tomorrow morning I'm going to her shop to hand deliver it. I'm very excited because this is my very first wholesale order I've ever done. The total for the order ended up being about $245. So for 13 bracelets, not too bad. Honestly, that's kind of equivalent sometimes to an entire day of me sitting in a market, so I'll take it. But I'm just gonna run around and grab some things together, and then I'll show you kind of what that looks like for getting her order ready to go. Alright, so I have here what I've kind of been working on for getting her order ready. These are the bracelets that she decided to go with. Some of them, obviously, I had are ready to go with the tag on it, and then some other ones I do need to still go in and cut the tails off of these guys. But I'm super excited. So I have my dainty pearl bracelet, my little like gold heart accent charm bracelet, and then my original bling bracelet, and then the margarita bling bracelet. So I think that'll look really fun and cute in her shop. I just decided to put it on here for now. She said she already does have a display to put everything on. I'll just be kind of prepping these, putting the tags on it, and then I got a very exciting package in the mail. Now when I'm doing wholesale orders, it'll look very fun and professional with these bags that I just got in. Or actually, I think they're more of like a box. I haven't opened it yet, so we'll do that together. Alright, there's a lot of box within a box happening. Alright, here it is, everyone. This is a very pretty shade of blue. I feel like it matches my coastal brand very well. Alright, let's go ahead and try to assemble one of these guys for wholesale. I did figure like this would be a good size for my packaging to all fit in there pretty good. I did also want to make sure that if I wrote like a thank you card or a order note or something, that there'd be enough room for that in here. Alright, now over at my little office area, I do typically grab a business card if I've not worked with someone before or they're brand new to me. She definitely knows who I am now, but I'm still going to include a card just because I have a little bit of a new style. Next to it, this is my little thank you cards. They say salty air, sun-kissed hair, and a little bit of gold to wear. And then they just have my website link on the bottom. And then this side gives me enough room if I want to like write something on it. This is so exciting. Yes, to answer the question, it definitely does fit. I feel like I could even tape it or something on top. Everything is like so cohesive looking. I love that. Okay, I need to calm down and not get super excited about the packaging. First things first here, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the tails off of these dainty beaded ones. This is not the process that is necessarily the most fun to do, but obviously it's necessary. Just try to get as close as I can. Alright, all of the bracelets are trimmed. There's no long elastic strings. Now it's time for me to go in with my little tags for everything that have my brand on them. Also, guys, look how grown out my nails are. Like, these bad boys need to come off. But I've been waiting until my bachelorette trip because I want to kind of do like fun bridal nails. And then the other side just says 18 karat gold filled beads, and then this is ideally where like the price would be put on there. I'm not going to put the price on there because it's really up to whatever retailer wants to set their profit margins at, so I'm not going to determine that for them. And then I have these little safety pins that are like a teal blue that match the theme colors, and I'm just going to go ahead and put those on all the bracelets next. done, nice and tagged, so cute. Now it is time to pack up the order. Now I'm just gonna write a letter to my very first wholesaler and just kind of say like, thank you so much for the order. I don't really know what actually to put on here yet, but I'm gonna think of it. I'm gonna write it on here and then we'll get into putting everything in the box. I know it's on my vision board, but it just organically happened so smoothly where like I didn't really have to push or like do a ton. It just kind of happened for me, which is crazy. All right, I wrote my little note as a thank you for my very first partnership, and I just expressed like, you know, this order really helps me launch into my next era of coastal boutique, and I'm excited to continue working together. With that being said, the moment I have been waiting for. Finally, I get to pack up a custom little wholesale order. So my brain is having a lot of dopamine right now. This is very cute, very fun. I'm also filming like a short form version of it on my phone because you never know where people are gonna find you. For sure we're gonna use this tissue paper because it is coastal themed, it's blue, it matches the box. Okay, I went ahead and I packed this up in a short form content. My camera's about to die. Look how cute it is, guys. I just went ahead and put one of the Coastal Boutique stickers on top. But I think this is such a fun, cute little package. The inside, you know, it could be a little bit shallower, I will say, but this is what we have going on. So I have the note, all the bracelets. I did decide to go ahead and put them in their own little packaging. There are like the 3 different packs of different styled bracelets, but I am so excited. This is my very first wholesale order ever, so this is a big milestone for me. And tomorrow I'm gonna get up early and we're actually going to hand deliver this to the bakery, so stay tuned for that part. Also tomorrow we're gonna be making a little DIY like surfboard for markets and displaying products on, so we have a fun-filled market prep and wholesale day tomorrow too. I'll see you guys in just a sec. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. I'm about to head out to go deliver my very first wholesale order. Figured I'd give a little outfit of the day before we head out. I have my Skims shirt on and I'm gonna be so honest, I hoped that I didn't like it as much as I did, but for the price, like, it's a very high quality shirt. I feel like it hugs me good. Really no complaints. I unfortunately fell for the Skims targeted ads and they definitely worked. For my hair, I decided to do something a little bit different today. I put one of my like flower clips in, so I don't know if it's the cutest thing ever, but that's the hair of the day. Pants are just basic jeans that I have from Old Navy, but I'm so excited and grateful to be able to have a wholesale order to finally go deliver. So let's grab my coat, a coffee, and hit the road. Alright guys, it was a half-hour drive. I'm honestly very tired. I did not have time to stop for coffee. I'm in the adorable little town of Montemita. I don't know if you guys can see right here, but I'm outside of the bakery and this is my very first wholesaler, so I'm excited to go in and drop my package off. My friend who's the owner, Eloise, is actually out and about doing cake deliveries this morning. Gonna go in and talk to her staff and get everything situated, maybe take some cute pictures of where we can find my stuff in person, but I'm very excited to be here. This is definitely a big step for me and something that I've always wanted to do, so this is a big day. Also, probably gonna grab some cupcakes or pastries because I also didn't have breakfast yet. So let's go in and drop off my very first wholesale order. All right guys, here it is. We are in Montemita on this little strip, and this is the very first place that you'll be able to find Coastal Boutique bracelets. All right, it's quite busy, but I forgot there was a coffee shop literally connected to the bakery, so decided to get a iced matcha latte instead of a coffee. Let's give it a taste. I haven't tried it yet. Perfect. I needed that. Decided to support the bakery and I got some cupcakes and a little croissant that honestly I might bust open on the way home because I'm pretty hungry. Order is in store, and by the time you guys are watching this, if you live in Minnesota, you can definitely come to the Montemita cupcake shop and shop my bracelets. But now I'm gonna go home for a little bit because I am doing that DIY surfboard with John's parents today, so gonna go back and get organized and figure out what materials we'll need. So time to go back home. Okay guys, it's a little bit later in the day. John is with me now and we're outside of Menards about to meet his parents. They have like a little woodwork shop at home and then also a little welding studio. So his dad always is working on little projects He actually also has a YouTube channel. It's very much about dad things, like getting a new grill and projects and travel. But fun fact, John's dad's also a YouTuber. I figured they would be kind of experts in knowing how I can make the shelf the most stable and what products and materials are gonna work the best. So we're just gonna meet them and go inside and hopefully have the supplies for a DIY surfboard.
I don't think you want to go much taller.
Whoa. Should we get one of those little cart things? John, back to back, how tall is it? 6 foot, there you go. All right, we got the boards. Johnny, are you excited for the project?
I'm excited to see how it turns out.
You think it'll be good?
I think with all 4 of us it'll be
Yeah.
good.
We got our experts up front there. They'll help us. Is that an A? For what?
It's an A and a J, that's the brand.
I feel like I never explained why we started making a surfboard shelf, but I saw this design on Etsy and Pinterest, decided, hey, I have a coastal themed brand, I'm heading into market season for 2026, and I think this is a very cool, unique way to display my coastal themed products. It was also just cool hanging out with John's parents and learning their skills. I'm not really great with woodworking tools, but I feel like I did learn a lot while we were working on this project. We did honestly just eyeball it, so I unfortunately don't have the plans for this project. Alright guys, we have a surfboard. Very fun so far. Now we're gonna go in and round all these edges so it's not like a hard corner. And then we're gonna figure out how we're gonna stand it upright. That's all we got so far. Alright, we're just trying to figure out what the back of this guy is gonna look like. Obviously there's not gonna be a full board, but threw some hinges on there. Everything is routed and beautifully smooth, which just looks so nice. Okay guys, after many hours, we finally have an entire surfboard shelf created. Honestly, it looks pretty good with the edges all smoothed out. I can put a decent amount of weight on these if I wanted to. Not that bracelets are really that heavy. From the side, these 2 shelves are the same, like length out, and then this one's just a little bit wider, so I could put like picture frame, something bigger. But I think that looks pretty good. Pretty sturdy. Alright, we're gonna pack this bad boy and then paint it, and that will be very fun to have for my displays. Hello guys, it's actually the next weekend now, and we're back in my house, as you can see. I have the completed, well, almost completed surfboard right behind me. It looks so cute when all of the bracelets are on it, all of the things to decorate it in style. I'm so excited to just put my final touches on this and bring this with me to markets. Here it is. Guys, here, I'll come grab the camera so you can see. Here is the surfboard shelf. On the bottom, I just put that for now, but I was thinking maybe down the line if I ever wanted to do more bracelets. I know it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it technically does fit down there too. For more of like a layering effect, I can obviously put my pricing or something about my brand in this little frame. If anyone's curious, this is actually from Michael's. I thought this was super cute and kind of luxurious looking for the branding and the colors that match my little coastal aesthetic. Of course, bracelets are going to be going on top, but I am obsessed with how this looks, honestly. And then at the bottom, we did put that little stability semicircle, so that way if it's like a really windy day, the goal is that this won't tip over. We'll find out. But now is the fun part where I get to paint on it and make it all custom to my brand. I did use my Cricut this morning to get this little stencil of my logo cut out, so that way I can put that hopefully on the top. And then I do still have all of my paint colors that I used to make my little tiki sign last summer for when I just started markets. I still have all of them, so I think I'm gonna use the same color scheme in case I am bringing both of those things to markets with me. For the logo on top, I think we're just gonna go with my classic like turquoise blue. And I need to go find a little baby brush. Okay, update. I just went to open this and it's like rock hard in like this clump in the middle. And then there's like bubbles. So, okay. Guess we won't be using that color. Might have to do a Lowe's run and get some more color. Alright, we just did a little trip to Lowe's to get fresh paint. I just ended up getting this turquoise and the orange I do already have light pink. This one was inside, so it didn't freeze like all the other ones. So these are the 3 colors that I'm gonna do a stripe down the side, and then the logo, I'm just gonna do that turquoise blue. Okay, I'm filming on my phone too, but now for the satisfying part of peeling this off. Alright, I just decided it would be kind of fun to do a little accent color, so just doing a stripe of the turquoise along here. And then I think after this dries a little bit, I'll take the paint off and then do more of a skinny stripe of the orange or the pink, or maybe both, I don't know. I saw something that said you should always take the painter's tape off when the paint is still like tacky, so we're gonna do that. So far, it definitely does look pretty good. I think that was a pretty valid hack, honestly. That's pretty good. Alright, this is incredibly bright, but I'm kind of pissed. My paint exploded and I had plans of just making this look very simplistic, and I don't really have a way to remove that or cover it up, but at least it's the lightest color, so like you can't really tell. That's all I'm planning on doing for this part. Alright guys, here's the completed surfboard. I'm realizing that middle shelf is a little crooked, but it is what it is. I think it looks super cute though, and luckily where the paint exploded, it's kind of like right next to where this top shelf goes anyway, so not a huge deal. But I'm excited to finally use this for markets. If there's anyone in the comments that has recommendations for maybe a glaze or something I could put over the whole thing, I just don't want it to be rainy, muddy, wet, anything like that, and have this get affected by it. Guys, this is so exciting. This is a little bit annoying that these are going to be like fluttering in the wind constantly, but I don't know. I think it's super cute with the branding. I do think the stripes on the side added a lot. 10 out of 10, would recommend. It's only March in Minnesota, but it's like a nice day outside. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. Again, if you have recommendations for what I can do to seal this, please comment below. If anyone is curious on shopping Coastal Boutique before I start my spring and summer markets, I am actually gonna give you guys a discount code if you made it through this part of the video. Let's do 20% off with the discount code surfboard. So if you watched to this point, feel free to shop any of the bracelets on the website and get 20% off with that code. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was entertaining just to see from the perspective of a small business owner kind of prepping for the season. Obviously very exciting with the first wholesale order, so I'm sure you guys will see more kind of, you know, market and craft show content, and then you're also probably going to see more wholesale content. The lighting in here is being really weird right now, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!